Hi. Hello. I didn't want to film this entirely in the bathroom, and I actually wanted to have some daylight while filming. I'm trying to talk quietly because the acoustics in this room are horrible. But yeah, we got what we got, and I'm gonna try to put up my mohawk. It's not going to be as easy as the last time that I did that, but I had a smaller line of hair to work with. And yeah, I'm going to quickly show you what products I have that I can use, and then we're just going to get into it. Thing is, I'm going to go out tonight, and either it looks good enough that I can go out with a properly put up mohawk, or it's gonna look like trash, and then I'm gonna go wash my hair. Either way, it's a win, I guess. But yeah, I hope, if nothing else, it will be entertaining to watch. So, as I said, I'll show you what tools and products I got, and then we just see what we can do. Okay, starting my voice over here, let me show you my hairspray, styling foam and hair wax, and of course the usual tools. We're working with day 2 hair here, which usually yields best results when trying to style it. First thing, I'm attempting to backcomb it to make it more workable, and since that technique works even for death hawks, which are, apart from a few details, just really long mohawks, I had high hopes. Now, the end result of this technique will necessarily result in a more fluffy finish instead of the clean look I did in the past. Now watch me struggle with this technique that requires a lot of patience and a lot of effort, whereas I am someone who usually doesn't like to spend a lot of time or effort styling their hair, so this was very difficult for me, just by the very nature of it requiring a lot of patience to do, till you get every strand. If you want to do it proper, it's probably best to kind of lay out the different strands of your hair and work on them individually. Just like you would if you're trying to curl it or straighten it. But I'm just not that kind of person who does a very good job. I just mess around with my hair until it does what I want, and oftentimes it will not do what I want it to do, and I just accept that. So maybe this entire idea was futile from the very start, I don't know. Since I already know how it went, I will probably have put in the title that I failed. Now, one might consider this spoilers, but I'm just being fully transparent here. And I think if you have ever tried to put up a mohawk, you will already see that that is the inevitable outcome of whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing right there. You do have to admit, though, it looks interesting. And here I go, finally using a product. The one that I used to put up my very first mohawk, and quite successfully so. Now, I was working with a very different mohawk back then. Let me explain. I guess the most noticeable part is that now it's really difficult to stop the parting of my hair somewhere in the middle, because with my old mohawk I would always style all of my hair in the same direction to one side, so no parting. But since I have a lot more hair on my head now, that doesn't really work, so I usually wear it with a parting, but this is now a hurdle to overcome when putting it up. As you're able to see, I started with only a little product, and then I'm building it up. My hair is very thin and easily gets weighed down. Oh, it just looks like ridiculously oily if I use too much product. Any product. Now you'll see me going back and forth between backcombing and using the mousse. And I feel like each time I do the one, the other gets undone. Like the foam mousse stuff will just evaporate whenever I backcomb, except it weighs down my hair. And whenever I put in the styling foam, the backcombing bit just gets undone. I don't know. I'm not getting anywhere. Admittedly, maybe if I did this for an hour or so, I might actually get to some kind of result. But I'm absolutely not the kind of person who will ever spend that much time on getting ready. Like, ever. At all. To some extent, this is the best that it will ever get with this attempt. But I am not quite satisfied. It's not properly up, so it doesn't count. I guess it's easier to make the hair at the back stand off than it is to make the hair on top stand up. So I'm just going back in with more product and then more backcombing, and yeah, that's pretty much all I did. Me continuously grimacing in the video might already give it away, but I was kind of growing increasingly desperate to make it work somehow. Like, failing was always an option, to be fair, but that doesn't mean I didn't want to try, you know. Sorry, that was my stomach. I could cut that out, but I won't. But yeah, I just was not satisfied with how things were going, so I decided to just try out my hair wax, just for fun, see where it goes. And obviously it went absolutely nowhere. It did not make a real difference, and frankly, at that point I simply decided to give up. Let me show you. This is it with the final attempt. And there you go. This is my frustration. There is no fixing it. I can try and do whatever I want. It's just not going to work. It's not going to look good, even if I could just make it do what I wanted. So I give up. It's fine. Yeah, it already flattened after like 2 minutes. These are 2 videos you might want to watch. And I love you, and I hope to see you next time. This is me attempting a heart. There we go. Alrighty. I hope to see you next time. Bye!